first up, Doctor Strange sequel to include Nightmare. Now, honestly, I don't think this is surprising considering Derrickson's original pitch, like the video he pitched to Marvel, included Nightmare. So,
Yeah, yeah. Why would you not do it? It's like, well, here's the thing I did, and you hired me for. Let me do the thing you hired me for.
mm-hmm.
Plus, he's a horror director. Like, let him do the horror part of
Yep.
Doctor Strange.
And that's like my whole thing. Like, I really want them to do Nightmare. And of course, they teased they're going to deal more with Mordo and everything, which I definitely want more of that.
Yep.
Now, doing the whole Nightmare thing, I think if they're going to go into it, you can't hold this movie back. Like,
No, no. It needs to be like the last third act of Doctor Strange, but the entire thing.
yeah. It needs to be something that we haven't seen before. And when we say it needs to be nightmarish, like, no, this needs to go full on into that aspect. Like, this should be like, dude, I don't know about this. Like, this is like some freaky stuff they're throwing at you right here. You know, like,
Yeah.
because when you say nightmare realm, I'm like, okay, so there's going to be twisted things, and like, I don't know if you saw the newest episode of Legion, but there is
No, I haven't yet.
like, there's this like weird mutilated like pig dude like walking upside down on like a tricycle, and his like body limb is falling off or something. I was like, Jesus, what is even happening? Like, and it's almost just certainly out of view, so you kind of have to like confuse yourself thinking about what you're seeing. It has to be something like that. Like, you know, like, you have to make me uneasy when I look at the movie. So, and I hope Disney allows him to do it, but this little piece of me is going, I think Disney's going to try to kidify Nightmares, and I'm like, I don't, like, that kind of
I
holds
don't know,
me,
like,
back.
I never really understood the whole Disney's gonna do like kidify quotes. It's like, have you not seen like Bambi? Like,
Yeah.
that's not a kids movie at all.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I think you can do Nightmare justice without necessarily going like that sort of direction. Like, have all these weird garish things.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do you think they more play around with the play with your mind type of thing? Like,
yeah, I think go for more psychological route
mm-hmm.
would be a better one. You could, because I'd say cast Cumberbatch as every big Doctor Strange villain. That's not more. Just have him be everyone. Have him be Nightmare, and you can play that off as Nightmare.
That
And
would be pretty interesting, because he did play Dormammu, so
exactly, like, have like Strange's Nightmare is him with this, but everything's fucked.
that would be a really cool angle to take on. And, you know, when you really think about it, the way they have to kind of deal with Nightmare, like, the way I'm looking at it is, I would like it if it's more of that you don't understand necessarily what's happening. He has to kind of like take a grip on reality, like things are warping, and maybe you include an Avenger or two in there, and like, you know, it's like weird and subverted, or somebody like dies. Maybe Wong dies early on, but you know, we don't really know that it's like the whole Nightmare thing. Like, he kind of has to be unaware of what's going on around him.
Yeah, like you could really make it a completely different comic book movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just going about what he does, and
Yep.
things are just slightly off, and everything's going wrong.
And that's like my big hope for the Doctor Strange. Like, I want this to be the more adult-oriented franchise in the MCU. Like, be like, no, take a risk, go a little bit darker. Like, you know, you've already made enough money to warrant a trilogy out of this, so why not be a little bit riskier and go that, look, it's darker, it's more adult, we can kind of tell a different story here, and, you know, focus on some elements that might turn some people away, but we know we'll bank on it, because I think he lends himself to a unique style that many of the other characters necessarily don't. Like, I could never see Captain America in like a horror-ish movie. Like, it's that doesn't fit into that realm. But Doctor Strange, you're like, dude, you could do anything with this dude. So
Yeah, you definitely can. I don't know. I think you probably could get away with him being a bit darker, as long as you don't step away from like the Kirby aspect, which I don't know how well that would play in a horror movie. It'd be different. And maybe the different will make it work, but
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, there's so many different elements of horror you can play with, and who knows which way they want to go with it.
mm,
So, yeah. I mean, anything they choose, I'm pretty sure Derrickson is going to be like, "Ooh, look at me! Now I'm on my play realm and my playground, so I can
yeah,
really up this." And the only thing I have is like, if they're going to use anything weird, any weird creatures or like weird bendy things, go the practical route, please. Like,
yes, yes, yeah, yeah. Make
because
it look like the old Tim Burton Beetlejuice.
yep.
Obviously, a bit more modern and a bit more Kirby-ish, but go that sort of route.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's say if they're gonna like, maybe there's a scene in the movie where there's like a giant, weird-looking spidery thing or something, right? Make the giant-looking spidery thing and give it that uncanny valley. It looks fake, but it's creepy, like the old The Thing did, or The Fly. Like, have this horrorish element that it's
Yeah,
like unsettling because it's a movie, but something about it has this uncanny valley. That's what I want to see. Like, play with that type of realm. Like, make the Nightmare realm something like that, where it's like, whoa,
mm.
like like make it stand
and
out different.
cut like the P frames out of everything, so you have that jittering look.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
just do that, like kind of like how Scarlet Witch had in Age of Ultron, that one shot,
hmm
and she was like, and it's just
Yeah.
like,
Oh, that would be so good.
mm.
All right, Derrickson, I'm gonna send you this clip, and you listen to this, and then you tell it to Marvel. Like, no, let's do this on the cheap.
Scott, please, please.
Make some practical sets. So yeah, that's
Mm.
it for Doctor Strange. I'm assuming, like I said, I think the sequel to that movie is coming 2021, but I guess
I can see 2020, 2021.
yeah, they're
They have to do something. They can't just leave it. They
yeah,
can't incredibly. There's no way.
no,
There's no way. Not when you've got someone like Cumberbatch. There's
and
no
not
way.
when you have a bona fide franchise that the next one's going to do like 800 million again. So
Yeah.
it's just
Especially when you've got a hanging plot thread like Mordo. Like, what are you going to do with that? That you can't just leave that there. Unless you pay
exactly
that off. But
right, exactly.